It is time for Inside the NBA, presented by Hyundai, live from Dallas. Game one of the Western Conference Finals in the books, and the Phoenix Suns have swiped the home court edge 121 to 118, just sucking the life out of this building in the closing seconds as Boris Diaw hit the game winner. And we come to you from American Airlines Center, Ernie Johnson and Kenny the Jet Smith and Charles Barkley and Reggie Miller and a few of our friends who have stuck around for the show here on Inside the NBA, presented by Hyundai. Thanks a lot for sticking around. So it's going to be like this, huh? 121, 118. You were a little concerned that the Western Conference Final wouldn't be able to measure up to the Western Conference semis.
Well, first of all, it's just one game, but they got a long way to go to measure up to that last series. But this was a spectacular game. And let me tell y'all something. Steve Nash. Goodness gracious. Hey, I've only said this twice in my life. And I said this last year. Some people want to make it, that's a bad white boy.
Well, you know what?
I said that about Larry Bird and Steve Nash. That's a bad white boy.
Well, you know what? That bad white boy is standing by, joining us here as we start Inside the NBA. Steve, thanks a lot for taking the time.
My pleasure.
Well, do you guys, it happens so often with this Phoenix team, just to watch this happen when you're down by 9 with 3 minutes to go, and it's like, well, it just may as well just be down a bucket. It never gets old, does it?
Well, not to us, obviously. Obviously it's a great trait for us to be able to come from behind, to have some resiliency. We've been so short and injured and lack of depth and all you want to say this year. So, that's one trait that we've hung our hats on, and obviously it's been the reason we're here right now.
Steve, this is Kenny. One thing that I did notice and while watching the game is I said Phoenix never got out of their comfort zone. Would you agree with the fact that you guys were in the rhythm in terms of offensively throughout the whole night? Even when you were down 9, you still were in your offensive rhythm.
Yeah, we didn't, have a period where we couldn't score, tonight. And I think that we made a lot of mistakes defensively in the second half. And, we gave some things away, maybe Dirk on the offensive glass and some turnovers and some rebounds we gave up. But, we never got out of rhythm offensively. So, it's a nice feeling, and you got to feel confident, at least with the chance to win, when you feel like you can still make some shots.
Steve, this is Reggie. Not knowing the extent of Roger's injury, how are you guys going to prepare for Game 2, and what does that do, especially you guys really rely on his three-point shooting? How is that going to fall into you guys' preparation for Game 2?
Well, what's new? We've had so many guys get hurt this year. Obviously, I don't even want to think about what it would be like to not have him. He's such a huge part of our team. He's got to be one of the most underrated players in the league. He plays both ends of the floor. His offensive game's expanding every day, and it'd be really, really tough for us, especially given the lack of depth we've played with so far, to lose someone like that. So I don't know how we're going to prepare. We're going to have to see how he feels in the morning and really, just wish that doesn't happen. But I really don't know. If he doesn't play, I don't know where we're going to go and what we're going to do, but we'll come up with something.
Steve, I'm going to ask you this question, and don't feel like you're selling out Mike D'Antoni or anybody. Do you guys ever talk about defense ever?
We do, and, I think that it's tough for us. We're not very big, and a lot of times that's the bottom line. I mean, I think that sometimes we like tonight we made a lot of mistakes on the pick and roll coverage, and that's unacceptable. So that was some bad defense. But, a lot of nights we play pretty good defense throughout these playoffs. We've ground out some wins. It just doesn't look like it a lot of times because of offensive rebounds. And, we're not a great defensive team, but sometimes we're decent. And if we give up offensive rebounds, it negates all the defense we played. So we do talk about it. We do take pride in it. Sometimes I know it doesn't look like it, but, with the size we have and the way we play, it's never going to be our strong suit until we get a big guy in there to block shots.
Steve, before we let you go, we got to talk about what Boris Diaw was able to do tonight. 34 points, including the game winner. Can you take us through the last possession, the game winner?
Well, I wanted to wring his neck on the one before. We had Tim Thomas with Jason Terry or someone on him, and he drove it and threw up that air ball. But, I mean, typical to the great game he had, he deserved to make the game winner. Even the play before when he made the mistake, he was going for it. And, as a veteran, to see a young guy really going for it is always great, especially late in the game. And then, you know, the guy makes a great shot. It wasn't even a diagram play, but I saw their bench call it out, so I tried to stay out of his way and not complicate it. I was kind of hoping Tim would call timeout, but I saw Boris down there, and I knew he could get us a basket. He was having a great game, and he made a big shot, and he's just getting better and better.
Well, I'm going to say this collectively for Kenny, Charles, and myself. With the injuries you guys have, we really think the way you setting up guys, we could play for y'all like in game 2.
Hey.
So if Roger can't go, and
What's the deadline?
Sean-
What's the
Sean-
deadline? We could sign all
could
3
play
of you
for
guys.
y'all.
It's okay. Kenny and Reggie could probably play Friday. I need about give me the weekend to lose about 30 pounds, and I'll be ready to
The
go.
race is on between you and Kurt to get healthy then, Chuck.
Steve Nash, thanks a lot for joining us. We really appreciate that. Nice going here in game 1.
Thanks,
here in
guys.
Dallas.
Keep it fun.
Thank you. Hey, Ernie, you know, these guys, we're joking, but we're being serious. Man, if they could get in shape, well, they got a chance. I ain't got no chance of getting in shape.
Round.
Round is the shape.
round
But
is
I'm going to tell you
shape.
something. If you play with Steve Nash, man, it would be he makes I've said this earlier. He does what Magic Johnson did for the
Yes,
game.
absolutely.
He makes passing, you know, like everybody in our day and age is like it's about scoring. But Magic Johnson is the first guy, you know, no disrespect to Oscar Robertson and guys like that, but Magic Johnson really is the first guy. I'm too Oscar Robertson is your age, but Magic
Do you have a
Johnson.
point you're making here?
Yeah, but Magic
Good.
Johnson made guys just passing the ball, made guys better, made good players great players. Steve Nash does that. It's unbelievable.
But he also made guys run the break hard and run the lanes hard.
Yeah, but if you're
It's
gonna
fired up,
but
you know you're gonna get it.
You know what they always say? If you think you're gonna get the ball back, you'll run.
You know, and the one thing that at the beginning of the game, in the opening and the pregame, let's go back 4 or 5 hours. First thing I said, the only Achilles heel that the Dallas Mavericks has is the pick and roll. Getting into the middle of the floor, will they be sucked in by Steve Nash or allow him to score? They let him do both. And I really believe when he comes off that pick and roll, make him a passer. If he gets 15 assists, he got it tonight and got 30. He's going to get his 15 assists every single night, but you cannot allow him to get close to 30 points and the 15
But
assists.
you got in fairness, the Dallas Mavericks, you know, they've been talking all year about their defense. They did not play defense like they played all season. They reverted back to the old Mavericks. They've had a fantastic season. This series has a long way to go. But they've been talking about our defense, our defense, our defense. Tonight, they did not play defense.
They allow a postseason high for them, 121 points tonight. Steve Nash, 27 and 16. Boris Diaw, career high, playoffs or otherwise, 34 points on 13 of 23 shooting. The Phoenix Suns grab game 1 here in Dallas. We will have the highlights of this game still to come on Inside the NBA, and there were a bunch of them. We'll be back.
As hard as a secret is to uncover, it's even harder to keep. You tell me the truth about what happened.
Kira Sedgwick returns as the closer. The new season begins. Commercial free June 12th on TNT.
I'm all in.
In the life of a paramedic,
I am 911.
risk is everything. Don't miss the commercial free premiere of the all-new original series, Saved, June 12th at 10 on TNT.
Six airbags, electronic stability control, anti-lock brakes, all standard. The new Hyundai Sonata. How's that for a different perspective?
Where would you go for a delicious panini hot off the grill? How about your microwave? Try a Corner Bistro panini from Stouffer's. Cooked on our revolutionary grilling tray, they're the only panini that actually grill to perfection in your microwave. For a crispy, restaurant-inspired panini at home, try our full menu of Corner Bistro panini. And see what's cooking at Stouffer's.
Where do you want to go with your free flight? They're easy to earn on Southwest Airlines. With Rapid Rewards, there's no counting miles. Just fly 8 round trips.
You are now free to move about the country.
Inside the NBA, live from the Western Conference Finals, brought to you by the new 2007 Hyundai Sonata. It's time to rethink everything. And by Southwest Airlines, official airline of the NBA.
Back here on Inside the NBA, presented by Hyundai. Moments ago, Avery Johnson with his post-game thoughts after the Mavs dropped Game 1.
Tonight, we weren't very good. They had a little bit more energy than what we did. Our defense wasn't very good. Obviously, we scored enough points to win the game. But, you know, even though we had the lead, we just couldn't hold the lead at the end. We didn't execute. So we were just bad tonight in a lot of different areas that we have to improve on in a hurry. We obviously had some pretty good offensive performance from some guys, but again, defensively, Nash too easy, Diao too easy. I know they're really good players, but
and obviously a bit of a technical issue there, and that's Avery Johnson's
but
post-game thoughts.
He got his point across. They scored enough points to win tonight, but they got to do better defensively.
Yeah, and this is Devin Harris, you know, here loses the ball, but the one thing you have is the run out. The run out for Phoenix is big. You cannot allow the first pass after a made shot or a rebound to be close to a pass half court.
I think this was a big play in the game also.
But hasn't Dallas been watching the Phoenix previous 2 series? Didn't they know that they had to get back on defense?
Maybe down here in Texas they don't have TNT.
We saw Josh Howard with the ankle injury. He did not return after scoring 6 quick points in the first quarter. But Phoenix was ahead 35-29 after 1.
Yeah, and there is Steve Nash has just lived in the paint. I think one of the things here he is, if you look at the bottom of his shoe, it has a lot of blue in it because he was all inside the paint. He was anywhere he wanted. He was in his comfort zone. And I thought that when they don't play well is when he's a little uncomfortable. He's more perimeter and he stays more on the three-point line. That's when you beat the Phoenix Suns.
Phoenix by 4 at the half.
There must have been over 50 layups in this game. It's really remarkable how many layups or easy shots these teams give up.
You saw Devin Harris there, by the way. What an incredible third quarter he had. And here's a huge steal off the inbound. And it cuts the gap to 2, 71-69. He was on his way to a 30-point night, career high for Devin Harris.
Yeah, he's not. If you realize he's going to the basket, he's going right, and he's going right. So one of the things that I guess Phoenix will look at is say, hey, you know, we got to make this guy go left, and we got to keep him out of the paint, just maybe go on the screen. But see, that's his first pass after a rebound is outlet, wide open jump shot. You cannot allow the first outlet pass to be that deep in the inning. And there's Avery calling timeout.
Raja Bell knocked down the 3 to give him a 3-point lead. And Jason Terry, Jerry Stackhouse, end of the quarter. It counts. And it was 95-91 heading to the fourth quarter. Home team with the lead.
And there it is again. This is to the paint, layup city. You don't get it. Okay, well, Boris Diaw gets it and he puts it back in.
You count that as a layup.
Points in the paint.
You know, you have to make a conscious decision to get the ball out of the penetrator's hand because they are the most dangerous people. It isn't like the other guys that don't have the basketball are more dangerous. You have to get the ball out of the penetrator's hand.
And this is what Dallas has to do. They have to punish them on the offensive glass. Dirt was fantastic on the offensive glass tonight.
Now here's Raja Bell. And the left half injury.
I'm hoping that's a cramp or something because he's had a fantastic season. And I'm not a doctor. I just play one on television.
Yeah, Craig Sager reported that Raja Bell had said he felt something pop in his calf when that happened. Devin Harris back to work.
Another layup.
Right-handed at that.
Well, this kind of goes to you, Charles. I know you are saying, why don't someone put some love taps on Tony Parker the last few years?
Oh.
Why doesn't anyone put any love taps on Steve Nash? He's constantly going down the paint as well. No one puts a body, or like you always say, take him out.
Hey, listen, they got good medical insurance.
You know, one thing is, But when he comes off the pick and roll, this is the Achilles heel. See, this is when they wait. They wait too long, and then
listen,
if you don't come,
that's just terrible defense. You can't give up a layup with a minute to go in that.
And this, I didn't understand this play right here. Avery Johnson or Dirk Nowitzki was supposed to have the ball in this situation.
Jerry Stackhouse turns it over.
Yeah, I agree with you, Reggie. You can't go to Stack in that situation.
117, 116,
but
and now Devin Harris.
That's the first shot he made outside the lane.
And that's exactly what Phoenix wanted.
But Kenny always has well, every now and then Kenny comes up with something really good.
How about Boris Diaw here with the game on the line?
Just a fantastic shot. You know, Kenny always talks about there comes a point where you have to make a stop. Neither one of these teams,
they're not used to it.
They were never able to make a stop. Every shot they needed down the stretch, every time they scored, they couldn't get one single stop.
You don't have to be a great defensive player or a great defensive team, but to win and win championships, you at one point in the game, you just say, we have to stop you this time.
That's it, just one stop.
Just one stop, and no one was able to do that.
And this was a game where one stop would have made a difference in the game, and neither team were able to get that.
121-118 the final. Diaw with 34, Marion 24, Nash with 27. After the game, Craig Sager caught up with Raja Bell.
It's just a strain, and we'll see what it feels like in the morning. Other than that, I don't really know.
When you were carried off the court, I heard you say that you went for the shot, went for the rebound, and felt it pop. How painful is it, and how do you think you'll be for game 2?
Well, it's pretty painful right now. I never really, experienced that. I thought somebody threw something at me from the stands, but then it started to burn, and right now it's pretty sore. So, I got to be optimistic because I want to play, but we'll see in the morning. It's pretty stiff and sore right now.
A pop and a burn and something like that sometimes.
Well, I was telling Reggie the story during the break, what Charles was talking about, just one stop. We were actually playing the Phoenix Suns, and Kevin Johnson at the time, had 46 points. And everyone's like, okay, he's got 46, he's killing us. I said, no, my job is just not let him get 48, because if we stop him one time, we win. We stopped him, we won. 48 was the magic number, not 46. So you have to stop your player one time, even if they're having great nights.
And that was the thing that was interesting about that game. Both teams scored every single time down the stretch.
Well, not every single time down the stretch. They outscored them 16-4 in the last 3 minutes. Dallas came down here turning the ball over.
They turned the ball over.
Well, isn't some of that the fact that Phoenix applied some pressure defensively? Are you going to give them any credit at all there, or is it just because Dallas made a mistake?
I don't give either one of these teams credit, first of all.
Okay,
if I'm Avery Johnson, I got to be happy. I shoot 50%.
55.
I'm plus 10 on the rebounding.
Well, Dallas shot 51.
And I have 18 offensive rebounds, and we lose. So, when you look at the stat sheet, you would have thought they won the game.
Yeah, but you look at but it's most teams, if they shoot 55%, especially a jump shoot.
Dallas shot 50%.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying Phoenix shot 55. Most teams, if they score 55%, they're going to win the game.
See, that's why I do this.
But let me just show you this one other thing.
They really don't tell us.
Well, they tell a lot, though, because if you look at it, they only out-rebounded Phoenix on the offensive board 18-12. In the games that the Clippers hammered the Suns, they had like a 25 rebound advantage. But they're so much bigger than the Suns, but 6 rebounds is really nothing.
Phoenix has not out-rebounded any team during this postseason.
They cannot shoot.
Dallas has not lost the rebounding edge in any game right now, but Phoenix wins game 1.
They just have to keep it close.
Give me these stat sheets,
in
man.
Dallas.
I'm telling you, man, it's playing Phoenix. Throw them away, man. I don't mean it.
How about this play tonight? Mark Ivoroni. Oh, man, that was front and center.
Shake it off, baby. Shake it off.
Shake it off.
Yeah. You can tell he was a player, that's for sure.
Stop him to call it stop Herman, too.
I know. I'm a horrible person for not moving my old 401k, but digging out the paperwork, filling out the application, picking the right investments, the thought of it exhausts me. And with everything going on at work, the last thing I need is a second job.
It's my own little world in there. I've got guitar lessons I've downloaded, chords, new riffs, all kinds of stuff. My airplane survival DVDs, they seriously saved my life on these long flights. I like to take tons of crazy photos. That's my dad sleeping. Oh man, that's my friend's video. He's insane. I'm kind of all over the place with my music. I like everything. Just get a little playlist and go ride with it. What else? Here's my page on MySpace. I love that photo. Whenever I get a new game, I always go online and I find out the new cheat codes so I can just beat it faster. Artists email me graphics for my snowboard line. Like, love this, lose that. Oh, here's this jacket I'm designing. It's got a gold satin lining. It's been a popular year for gold. I've pretty much got a random life. You never know where the snow's gonna fall.
HP Pavilion Entertainment Notebooks with Intel Centrino Dual Mobile Technology. The computer is personal again.
I'm John Hook.
And I'm Carrie Lake.
Tonight, right after the Suns game.
Tune into Fox 10 to find out who's the new American Idol, Catherine or Taylor.